Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Link Couples Ministry. So glad you can join us tonight here at Bethany Church, the Transformation Church of New Jersey, as we continue to discuss these great topics centered around marriage and relationships. I'm Pastor Nick, executive pastor here at Bethany Church. Again, we're so glad you've joined us today. Please do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all our platforms. Our Bethany pages, as well as Bishop's pages, Bishop David G. Evans, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And please do us a favor and share this at this moment as we continue on our discussion, helping marriages about passion. Passion. We talked about passion last month. If you missed it, go back and check it out. We believe that it will be a blessing to you. As we talk about passion in relationships, passion in marriages. And we're going to draw from the Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. It talks about draw me, lead me, we'll run after you. The king brought me into his chamber. We will be glad and rejoice in you. We will remember your love more than wine. The upright love you, will rightly love you. Passion is important in any relationship. However, passion cannot be the foundation of a relationship. A relationship, we talked about this last month, we'll just do a quick review, is built on sacrificial love, commonality, and out of those birth a genuine, watch this, a genuine and authentic and a real passion, where there's sacrificial love, where there's commonality, where there's friendship, where there's care. I use genuine passion is birthed from that. Passion in a relationship is important, but it cannot be the number one thing that's driving the relationship, because passion is maintained not on passion alone, but passion is being maintained on substance and connection. The problem is we think that passion alone is great, but passion without all those other things can become very toxic, because it's about what I can get from this relationship, what I can get from this person, not what I can really give or a real connection or real trust. And what's bothering me at times about our current context, our current climate, is that sometimes we hear more about what we can get from a relationship rather than a deeper connection. Where there's no trust, is just how can I give X, Y, and Z away so I can get something from this person. So these relationships are more transactional than they are built on a genuine connection. But if you want deep passion, if you want deep connection, it requires the work of trust and doing those things to connect so passion can be there. And we talked about this last time. We talked about passion is intentional, where we create ways to keep the fire burning. The fire's not going to burn on its own. You got to put some logs on that fire. You got to put some stuff in there to stimulate it. I was at a barbecue with some family members, and we were going to do s'mores. So we were getting the fire together, and we had to put some stuff in there to assist the fire to burn. And you have to be intentional about creating and maintaining that passion. What things can we do to keep this thing blazing? It doesn't happen on its own. And one of the reasons why a lot of passion fails in relationships is because we lose intentionality. We just expect it just to stay there, rather than let's schedule things, let's do things to keep this going. Now, this intimacy passion I'm talking about is not just, in the bedroom. I'm talking about in general, where you desire to be with each other, where you want to be around each other. I'm talking about that kind of passion, and that produces greater passion. Come on, married folks, in the bedroom. But passion must be intentional. We talked about passion is subjective. What works for one won't work for the other. So we create a scenario where both people win, all right? Where we learn this person and we fulfill the needs of that person, and they do the same with me, with you. So now both people working together to fulfill each other's needs will create a greater passion for each other. We talked about last time about how passion celebrate your spouse, honor the person that you're with. All right. Song of Solomon is full of affirmation, full of words of desire, articulated and demonstrated love. We have to learn to celebrate each other, love each other. All of us are flawed. All of us make mistakes. But sometimes we simply need affirmation in a relationship that fits how we want it, how we desire it. Some people are acts of service. Some people are words of affirmation. But however you choose to celebrate, make sure you celebrate the person you're with in a way that they desire it. So the new stuff we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about 5 things. And to continue what we just talked about, is that number 1, service builds passion. Service builds passion. As I serve my wife, my passion for her is supposed to grow. If both people look to serve each other, passion can't help but to grow. All right. And something Bishop taught me and my wife in premarital counseling was the structure you create, you maintain during good times, you also maintain it during bad times. So just because we're upset with each other doesn't mean one stops paying the bills, one stops doing X, Y, and Z, because that structure, maintaining that structure during the bad times will actually help you get through those bad times. So maintain that structure. And as you maintain that structure, you'll find the passion for each other will come back. I remember one time me and my wife, we had something happened. I can't remember what it was. And we just had a little riff for a moment. And, especially married couples understand this. You upset about something and you're like, do you still want me to do this? Yeah, here, I got this. I'll do this. And as we served each other, you start recognizing some of the stuff you're mad at really it is not that deep, and you move on from it, right? And you actually start to reconnect because you're learning to serve each other. Now, I ain't talking about no extreme stuff, about abuse and all that stuff like that. I'm talking about just normal things that occur in a relationship, in a marriage, but learn to serve each other because it will help you maintain your passion, especially during bad times where you talk about what's going on. You work through the problem. Now work through the problem, talk about it, build it. And for sometimes you'll discover that as you're loving each other during a hard season, you'll realize the thing you're upset about really isn't that deep. Again, I ain't talking about extreme stuff like abuse and cheating, all that stuff like that. I'm talking about normal everyday things you can work through. All right. And you can do. And there are times where, some couples, they've had some infidelity issues and, they've reconnected and they had a better relationship after the fact because they went through counseling and worked through those things, but learn how to serve each other. And I'm not justifying infidelity. I'm not saying that stuff is right. Abuse is a no-go. If you're being abused, it's go. I got to say that because some churches will tell you to stay and pray. No, you don't stay and pray in the abusive situation. But in a healthy marriage or in a marriage that's, you're working through some stuff, continue to serve each other because that builds passion. Number 2, passion considers the other. Passion considers the other. Paul says in Philippians chapter 2, if there's any bowels of mercy, any compassion, consider others before yourself. Good love thinks about the other before self. Toxic love thinks about me, self, before the other person. So it's about what I can get from it. Again, transactional, rather than what I can sow into this person's life, right? And consider how what I'm doing is going to affect this person. And consider how what my belief system and how I act and how I live, how am I considering this person when I'm making this decision or when I'm doing this? Am I thinking about, I know they're going to come home soon, so let me do this because they like this when they get home. You consider the other. Pride is all about considering me. Godly love is about considering the other person. So passion considers the other. Any bowels of mercy, any compassion, fulfill my joy, and start considering each other and esteeming each other more than yourself. And if both people are doing that, it works. This may scare some people, but where there's trust, you can do this. Because real trust is me being able to give you my heart, give you my life, not worry about certain things because I trust you that you won't hurt it. So passion considers the other. Passion doesn't blind us. Number three, passion doesn't blind us. You know, some people say love is blind and all that stuff like that. Love is not supposed to be blind. Love is clear thinking, and you make a decision based off that clear thinking. Real love is I see it clearly, and I make a decision based off of what I see, how I feel, etc. But passion and love isn't blind. All right. So it's not, I was so overwhelmed with emotion with this person that I couldn't see X, Y, and Z. Majority of people, when they tell you, when they've been hurt in a relationship and they say, how come I didn't see that coming? Right. That's not necessarily true. They, when you look back on those relationships, right, that you said you didn't see that coming, the signs were there. We just ignored them all. Right? Because we chose to lean into our passions more than our common sense. So, but passion does not blind you. You can still be passionate about somebody and clearly see who they really are. But sometimes we use our passion and our emotion as an excuse for not seeing certain things, when the reality is that those things were clearly seen. All right? Passion does not blind you. Love does not remove your ability to see. You can still be cognizant and still love somebody, because love is not about the perfection of the person. Love is me choosing to love this person, knowing who they are, good and bad, and then assessing that bad too, because all of us are flawed, you know, and understanding that I can't deal with this, but I can deal with this. Love sees clearly and makes a decision. And it makes a wise decision. Love doesn't look to change the person, right? Because sometimes the person's not perfect. I'm going to change him. My love going to change. Our love can't change anybody. Only God's love can change somebody. That's between that person and God. We can't change anybody. So passion doesn't blind us. Number four, little things can kill passion. Little things can kill passion. When you love somebody, what's important to them is important to you. When you love somebody, what's important to them becomes important to you, even if you think it's small and minor. It's important to this person. So if it's important to them, it's important to me. And I start doing things for this person, right? Because I understand if I don't do these small things, it can kill the passion in the relationship. Most relationships fall apart not because of one or two big things. It's the repeated small things that tears a relationship apart. It's like Bishop puts it like this. You're on a rowboat and you're shooting in your boat and you're expecting it to stay afloat, but you keep these small shots eventually will cause the water to come in and the thing will sink. Little things can kill passion, right? But just because it's not important to us doesn't mean it's not important to the person. So we have to be cognizant. This is important to this individual. And I'm going to do my part to make sure that I fulfill this area, because the more I fulfill this area, the better the relationship can be. The more comfortable the person is, X, Y, and Z. So little things, vacuuming, little things like going to the store and remembering to buy this, little things, you know, this person likes this color, wearing this color, you know, little things like that. And we don't have to feel our pride will get in the way. I ain't doing that because I'm grown. I'm my own person. Well, if that's the case, you know, come on. The relationships is about becoming one with the person and doing things to please that person. Pride kills a relationship, but love looks to serve. And in a good context, you do things that you know will make the person you're with happy. Why be with somebody and not want to do things to make the person happy? Right? But passion allows us to step in and do those little things, because little things can kill passion. So let me keep doing these small things consistently every day. A phone call here, a text here, flowers here, a small gift here, whatever, because I recognize these small things create passion in a relationship, but also not doing those small things can kill passion in a relationship. Number 5, last but not least, passion is a seed that's sown. Passion is a seed that is sown. In Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4, it talks about being drawn. The king brings us into the chamber. We should rejoice and be glad that when God is doing something for us, our response should be rejoicing. Our response should be to be glad. remembering his love, right, should cause us to rightly love him, right? That when God does stuff for us, the response should be gratitude and appreciation. What am I trying to tell you? When people do things for you, show them appreciation. And oftentimes, our biggest appreciation is in the big things. But in a good relationship, in a good context, appreciate the person for the small things. Here's me. Well, they just should be doing that. Yes, they should just do that because that's what they're supposed to do. But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't appreciate them for the small things. Thank you for doing X, Y, and Z. Thank you for thinking about me. I appreciate you for doing blah, 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 blah. You know, I like this kind of candy. It's at the store. You just buy it for me. Thank you for doing that for me. The small things. Passion is a seed that is sown, and an appropriate response should come when somebody shows you that level of passion. Celebrate the person that you're with, honor them, love them, enjoy them, and be grateful for what they're doing. And yes, we should just love people. Yes, we should just do right things just because, but also we should just say, you know what, thank you. When's the last time we said, just thank you for being who you are? Thank you for being you. You're such a great so-and-so, so-and-so. Thank you for just, those things matter. And showing them your appreciation in a way that they would be pleased with. So again, we're talking about passion. Again, just so glad you joined us. I'm done. I'm sorry I went over time. Hope you enjoyed this. Please do us a favor and share this. Continue to stoke that fire of passion in a relationship and do those small things to keep those things going, to keep the passion and the trust going. Please don't forget to join us tomorrow for Bible study, 12 noon in person, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in person and online. Don't forget our back to school drive is coming up next week. And we're collecting backpacks. We're going to bring them to on Wednesday, the 28th, to Bible study. We're going to pray over them. We're going to line the altar up, pray over those backpacks and those school supplies. The 31st, we're giving them away at Lindenwold High School, as well as at Thomas Dudley School in Camden at 9 a.m., beginning at 9 a.m. It is first come, first serve. Get there so you can get your backpack for your child. The child needs to be with you when you come pick the item up, just to keep everybody honest. But again, we're so glad for everyone who's joined us in helping us with this great endeavor. If you want to just give towards it and we go buy the backpacks, go on any of our platforms, click Catch the Fire. We'll go buy the backpacks and make sure that we go get them and purchase them for the children in the community. We'll see you all next month for another Link Couples Ministry. God bless you all. And we'll see